Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamertag is iRyeni, that's IRYENI, and then you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan, and welcome back to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on week number 273 now, guys. I've picked out 5 new mods for you guys to check out, and perhaps add them to your load order if you find them interesting. But like always, before we jump into them, I want to remind you guys that I'm partnered with GamerSupps, which in my opinion is the best energy drink on the market, so if that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to check out the link in the description where you can go to their store page, and you can also use the code RTD for a 10% discount on all your purchases. I also want to say, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any brand new mods each and every single week. Now that all that's out of the way, we can jump into this week's mods. And starting us off, we have a new player home mod called the East Rock Estate. Now the mod page reads that deep within the mountainous terrain of the Rift, there's a home for the Nightblade. As artists of both Subterfuge and the Arcane, they will make great use of the home's 2 wings dedicated to each craft. One wing harboring elements of magic and mystery, and the other holding themes surrounding the typical rogue's lifestyle. You can venture deep underground and uncover the secrets of East Rock Estate, and then claim the home for yourself. This mod features a brand new player home, dungeon, quest, 2 summonables, and a new shout. And the house is located west of Shorestone. There's also a secret entrance related to the quest that's just outside under the home, hugging the wall behind the stone staircase. Now I really like how this mod comes with a whole quest behind it to uncover the mysteries of it and then finally unlock it and gather the key for yourself. And it's not just an unmarked quest, it's an actual quest that starts the second you read the note that's attached to the door. And I really like how this mod, progresses through. You go underground and then you go into this deep dungeon and you fight a bunch of enemies and a bunch of new enemies as well that we haven't seen before. And then once you get to the end of a dungeon, you have the boss battle, and then there's a chest that has the key to the home inside, which also then completes the quest once you enter the house. And then there's 2 summonable followers that you can get. They're both pretty much the same follower, it's just a spider, and once you defeat the spider boss, you can then find the summonable book on their corpse. And if you're not really someone who uses conjuration too much, but you still want the summonable, there's a shout that goes along with it that summons the creature as well. Now moving on to the actual player home itself, as you can see it's a very comfortable player home that's decorated very nicely, and they were right whenever they say they have one wing harboring elements of magic and mystery and then the other one for the typical rogue's lifestyle. I just really like what this mod brings into Skyrim. Most of the time whenever we cover a player home you can simply just purchase it for real cheap, or you're just given it from the get-go, or you're not really seeing too often where they go above and beyond and give you a new quest, dungeon, new summonables and spells to go along with it as well, and that's what I really like about this mod. So that's why it's featured here at a number 5 spot this week, so I strongly recommend downloading the East Rock Estate player home and becoming its proud new owner for yourself. Coming in at the number 4 spot this week, I just couldn't help myself from last week because we had a bunch of ClefJ overhauls, and now we have another one. This is ClefJ's Dragon Bridge. He just doesn't stop whenever it comes to these town overhauls, and all of these look phenomenal. And the mod page reads here, for being the outpost of the Emperor's Guard on his trip to Skyrim, and besides that the most strategically important location in Hafengar, I always wondered why the town was so small and ill-fortified. I wanted to recreate the feeling Helgen had, arguably the most fortified town in Skyrim. Well, here we have just that. Now this is primarily an aesthetic mod, not to step on the toes of the great JK and his mods, which he still loves, but overhauls nearly the entire exterior of the town using high walls, thick gates, and imposing towers. He wanted to work on something new, practically a new settlement. And included in this you have a new player home, which is the Dragon Thane's Tower, and you can acquire the key to a very small home from the Executioner's chest by the hanged former Thane of the town. This tower home itself is cozy, offering a few weapon racks and storage containers, but it does suit the needs of a ritzy starter home. You also have a new general goods store called Memory Gate Goods, and generally a unique feel to the whole town, including a new bell tower. Many other exterior features include more clutter, custom ballistas on the wall, unique static meshes, and everything that the mod creator thought would beautify the town while keeping it as FPS friendly as possible. And as you can see as I'm going around and showing you the new exterior as well as some of the interiors to the new buildings in the city, this is a brand new settlement that I actually really like the looks of. You know, the original Dragon Bridge was very small, but this one doesn't go above and beyond with everything, but it does build up some tall walls and actually make it feel like a fortified town now. I really like what they've done to this Dragon Bridge, and just like last week whenever we covered ClefJ's mods there, I really liked what he did to Winterhold and Morthal there, and it doesn't miss whenever it comes to Dragon Bridge here, you know. But all in all, if you want a brand new Dragon Bridge and you want it to be completely remastered, have new buildings, some new NPCs as well, a new trader, and just a better decorated and more fortified settlement, then ClefJ's Dragon Bridge is definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out, and that's why it's featured here at a number 4 spot this week, so I'd recommend downloading and adding it to your playthrough as well. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we have a brand new fully voiced follower that's been added into the game. This is Aniya, a custom voiced follower mod. And the mod page reads that Aniya is a follower mod that does way more than you'd ever expect. She doesn't follow you around saying stuff you couldn't care less about. She's more than that, more than a simple follower. She's a truly captivating character that has lots of mechanics and a beautiful character arc. But that's right, the mod creator almost forgot. This is actually inspired by the mod creator's wife as the voice actor. Using her as the main inspiration, they took it upon themselves to model her face, having her do both the voice acting and help me write the character story. It's almost as if my wife is in Skyrim. It's Aniya, a custom voiced follower. Aniya, located in the Bannered Mare in Whiterun, is a mage character with mostly good morals. Although she's more than happy to help you with your theft needs, when you meet her she asks for a little favor, but who am I to say what this favor entails? Maybe she'll follow you shortly after? With a background story for you to discover in dialogue, quests, and more, Aniya is set up to have over 4,000 lines of dialogue. A side quest, marriage, interactions, and much more to come to the works at some point in the future, so this mod will be receiving updates. Now where to actually start with this mod, like I said, she's located in the Bannered Mare in Whiterun after her fight from death near the border. The same events which the Dragonborn may have witnessed, will you help her in her time of need, forever intertwining fates? Now as of right now, there are a bunch of mechanics that are included within this mod to have with her as a follower. There's a relax and hang out here function, which allows your roleplay needs to chill at a camp, town, or inn. Wherever you want, she'll chill out and you'll never lose her if you run off. And this function can be set within her dialogue options, and then on top of that you have a follow closer or further function to actually change the distance that she follows behind you, which I think is really cool. There's another feature called Where Are You Aniya, which is a quest marker that helps you track Aniya in the unlikely event that you lose her. So there's so much to unpack here in this new follower mod. I'm very impressed with the amount of dialogue that they were able to fit into this mod here, but now enough of me just rambling about her, let's actually hear what she sounds like.
As you know, my name is Aniya, and I'm a Nord. I was born in Riften on the 3rd day of Second Seed. I grew up for a short time in solitude when I was a little girl, but I spent most of my life in Bruma with my mother. I would also spend a lot of time traveling with her between cities in Cirillo and Skyrim. When I was old enough, my mother sent me to the College of Winterhold, where I studied and graduated with flying colors. Mother always said magic runs in the family. Not long after this, it was time for me to leave my home in Bruma. My mother told me to be careful, as she always said, "It's a big world out there, Aniya, and if you don't keep your footing, there's no telling where you'll be swept off to." I'd have to say she was right. Recently, when I crossed the border back into Skyrim, I had no idea what I was walking into. A civil war would break out while on the road to Whiterun. And that's where you found me, in the Bannered Mare, wondering where to go next.
Now, as you can see, this mod is pretty well voiced. You know, the voice sounds really good, and especially if you're interiors and exteriors, they actually compensate for that. There was a lot of work that went into this follower mod, and I'm extremely impressed that they were able to fit all of this dialogue, as well as, you know, the functions that you can do and the special mechanics that she has, all within a mod that's under 250 megabytes. This is a no-brainer if you're looking for a new follower mod to add to your playthrough in Skyrim, and that's definitely why it's featured here at a number 3 spot this week. So go download it and meet her in your next playthrough of Skyrim. Coming in at the number 2 spot this week, we have a brand new mage mod pack that adds so many mods for mages, spell swords, and wizards, all within one simple mod here. This is the Spellweaver Magic Add-Ons mod, and the mod page reads that this mod pack seeks to enhance the fellow mages, wizards, sorcerers, spell swords, and battle mages, but this bundle does not seek to overpower your character. It is at its very core perfectly balanced and is an excellent add-on to any other magic mod that you may have, whether it be Mysticism or Odin. And whenever it comes to the mods that are actually featured within this mod pack here, there's a lot of them here. You have the one-handed master spell casting, which does exactly what you may think, the resurrect spell, which just allows you to resurrect NPCs, Staves of Skyrim, which adds 30 new staves into the game with 15 new models and new textures for all the staves. The staves are now equipped in the shield slot and allows you to block and parry in the same way a shield does. You also have the Shizek teleport spells, which adds 4 new teleport spells into the game that are really fun to play with. You also have the Scrolls and Spells of Passage mod, which allows you to teleport to cities and towns anywhere, and it adds these spells to the vendors in Skyrim. You have the Mark and Recall mod. You also have another mod called Sense Death, which allows you to detect dead, such as undead and corpses, and this is a lesser power that you can find in a power tome that's placed next to the Stone of Baron Zaya in the Whiterun Catacombs. Following that, you have the Wards Act Like Shields mod, which allows you to block melee damage and arrows aimed at the player while using a ward. We also have the Art of Shadow, which allows you to darken the corner and hide with 2 new lore-friendly, high-quality custom effect spells. There's Moon Shadow and Concealment along with this mod. Next up, you have the Chromancy mod, which is a time magic spell pack, which adds a selection of time manipulation spells, with drawbacks that they're balanced around the base game. Next up, you have the Astral Magic version 2 mod, which we actually covered in a previous mod episode, and that mod in itself adds a bunch of new spells into the game that are really fun to use, so I'm really glad to see it in this mod pack here. But we're not done there yet, because you also have the Ancient Blood Magic mod, which allows you to fight powerful bosses and learn the magic of ancient vampires. There's 2 new powers and a new conjuration spell. Moving on, you have the Staff Enhanced Magicka, Simple Bound Weapons expansion, Summon Bound Bow and Arrow alternative meshes, Enhanced Atronachs, a Guiding Light, No Edge Glows, Mining for Mages, the Unlock spell, Singularity, the Extraplanar Sword techniques. There's so many magical mods included in this list that you probably got annoyed with how much I was listing there. I didn't even realize how long this list was until I actually went in and looked for it for myself. But whenever you install this mod, you don't even get overwhelmed by everything, because it doesn't like flash a bunch of menus on your screen like, oh, you just unlock this, you just unlock that. It's just pretty much implemented into the game perfectly. So whenever you go to the next spell vendor, if you're looking for a new spell, it pretty much just feels like every single spell in the list. You can kind of tell that some are from the mod, but otherwise it just looks like it blends right into the vanilla game and feels like all of these spells were there from the get-go, and I absolutely love to see that. But the fact that it also works together with Mysticism or Odin or, whatever magic mod you're using out there, that just completely breaks the boundaries for any different type of mage playthrough that you're going for now. Because you'll have so many different spells at your disposal and be able to use other mods alongside it so you can have even more spells. This is just a truly amazing mage mod, and that's definitely why it's featured here to number 2 spot this week. So go download it and become a true mage for yourself. Coming in at the number 1 spot this week, we have a brand new remaster to every single different animation in the game, and it adds even more animations than what the base game had. This is GDB'S Impossible Animations, the Elden Scrolls edition. And the mod page reads that 3 very talented mod creators have joined together to bring you the most comprehensive bundle of animation mods that were said to be impossible on Xbox. This is the first in the series here. And the mods you require in order to run this mod, you'll need the Violence mod, the Ultimate Dodge mod Reborn, the Super Fast Immersive Animated Looting mod, as well as XPM SSE. Now moving on to the actual animation mods and new animations that they've added into the game, first off you have the Animated Potions mod, which allows you to drink potions and move like Dark Souls, and on top of that you have the Animated Poisons mod, which allows you to poison weapons and move and have special animations for them, and then you have Animated Ingredients, which allows you to see the ingredients as you eat them. And then the next mod in here, we have Vitrium, Animated Crafting on the Go, which we actually covered a couple weeks back, and that's just a new animation mod that allows you to craft anywhere that you are throughout Skyrim. You can have, a little chest that allows you to craft arrows, or you can have a nice little cooking pot so you can craft stuff for survival, and then on top of that you have the Sky Idols, which allows you to do random idols whenever you're not moving. We also have the Sky SA Controls revamp, which allows you to power attack with the X button to finish combos easier. You also have a dual wield block, and you can even block unarmed or with one-handed and magic. Also included in this mod pack here, you have a mod called Elder Souls The Collection, which adds new attack animations per weapon class. So no matter what type of weapon you're using, whether it be a dagger, battle axe, warhammer, regular axe, or mace, you're going to have brand new animations that actually really fit the game perfectly, and I'm very impressed with what they were able to do here. Next up, we have animations from the Vanguard pack here, which includes new bash animations for NPCs and power bash animations for the player. It's also unique to weapon classes and shield, and the player acquires the power bash perk from the block skill tree. Next up, you have the jump behavior overhaul, which adds new jump animations. That's pretty self-explanatory there, but it does add new jumping attacks, which I'm extremely excited about because you can jump off a very tall ledge, hold the power button, and you're just going to come down swords blazing right into them, and it's just so satisfying every time you do it. Moving on to the final mods included in this mod pack, you have the MBO, which includes new movement animations and true directional movement, which allows for head tracking and procedural lean of your character. Now with all of these animation mods all jam-packed into one mod, I can definitely see where they would think that this could be an impossible mod to set up. But they pulled it off perfectly here. I mean, you can see by the gameplay, these animations look phenomenal and everything is completely different than the vanilla game. And I know we've been covering a bunch of animation mods over the past couple weeks here, but there's been so many coming to the mod page here that it's almost impossible to choose what animation mod we're going to be using for the next load order. So that's where I'm going to come in and ask you guys, over the past couple of weeks and all of the animation mods that I've covered, what are your favorite animation mods? And even if I haven't covered it on this channel or in this series before, just let me know what your favorite animation mod is, because I'm interested to hear about them. But other than that, if you're looking for a complete remaster to every single animation that's already in Skyrim, as well as seeing new animations added on to the base game as well, then the GDB'S Impossible Animations Elden Souls is definitely a mod I'd recommend checking out. So go download it and completely transform the animations in your Skyrim game for yourself. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can join our Discord. I'll be sure to leave the Discord link in the description as well as the pinned comment so you can join us on there and leave mod suggestions there as well. Special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys later.